Ms. Nanyana, I'm Gloria Kigilwe from the Alumni and Convocation Office. Today we are having TeaYAKA with my faculty alumni, a project that is led by the SRC Gender Health and Wellness chairperson, that's Miriam Maboja. Miriam will give us a short background into what this conversation is all about. Thank you.
Um, my name is Miriam Maboja, as indicated. I am the former Deputy President of SRC 2020-2021 and the current chairperson of Gender Health and Wellness, SRC 2021-2022. The theme of today is TeaYAKA with my faculty alumni. And the reason why we, as the SRC, we came with the concept is that we have noticed that in most industries, they are male dominated. I mean, they are male dominated industries. And we want to inspire some confidence in our female students that so that when they are done with their degrees, they be able to know their ways around. And we also wish to help them to acquire skills that will help them to build their career while they are still studying. So do not be surprised when you don't see any male in the house, because this is a female talk. So yeah, that's it from me for now.
Thank you, Charmaine. Ms. Nayana, I know we've been informed that you do have a bit of challenges and you are going to introduce a colleague of yours who is not necessarily a graduate of this institution, but friends like those do become alumni of the institution as friends of the alumni within your sector. We ask you to briefly introduce yourself before you introduce your colleague who is going to give this candid talk with the students, share her candid journey with the students who we have in the hall here with us. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, good day again. Thank you very much for the invite. Unfortunately, I have a bit of flu, so I asked my colleague to join so that she can explain the career path of being a chartered accountant. My name, as you know, is Maria Noyane. I was a student at the University of Limpopo long ago. So that's where I started my journey. And then now I'm currently a chartered accountant and I'm working as an audit manager at the Office of the Auditor General. So with me, I have a colleague of mine who's also a chartered accountant. Her name is Wesimang, and she's gonna take us through the journey of being a chartered accountant and what it means to be a black chartered accountant female in South Africa. Thank you.
Huizimang, over to you, ma'am. And ma'am Noyana, we just hope that you will stay on so that when it comes to question time, you should be able to communicate further with the students as they ask you questions. We informed you that you will be sharing this virtual stage with Acting Judge President Martha Mbele, who is in the Free State. Please know that she will only join us in 15 minutes time. You know what it entails to be a judge these days. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am, our friend in the alumni fraternity. Thank you.
Good morning. I believe it's still morning. Yeah, my name is Huitiman Ramesiha. I am a qualified chartered accountant, and yeah, so I received this brief to assist not so long ago, but I think I will be able to cover what I need to cover. So in terms of the chartered accountancy, um, the career path is that obviously you need to study become accounting at a university that is accredited with TeaYAKA, the 3 year degree, and then the fourth year you need to do your postgraduate degree in accountancy, and after that, then you need to do your 3 year articles with an accredited accounting firm for 3 years. Then, once you have completed your articles, then you will write your board one, which you will write on your first year of articles, and then the second one, 18 months during your articles, which is board two. We call it um, uh, 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 um, yeah, we call it board two. So once you have passed your board two, then you'll be able to qualify as chartered accountant. So briefly, that would be what, in terms of academics, what you need to do to qualify as a chartered accountant. Um, I don't know if there is anything else that I need to cover. I went through the pointers here. This is, you um, um, one of the questions there was that what would one need to do to prepare themselves for the working environment, especially in the industry that we are in. One of the things that I believe that it is very important in this career path is having a mentor. It's one of the things I think as an individual I overlooked, but now I see the importance of that. Even as a student at the beginning, I believe that it is very important to have mentorship. It's not necessarily that you need if you want to be a chartered accountant, you need a mentor who is a chartered accountant. But it is good to have someone with experience who has been in the working environment to guide you so that you can be able to prepare for the working environment. It is very priceless to have a mentor, a person who will be able to give you that wisdom and guidance. So it's one of the things that, as a student, please look into it that you get a mentor. Also, some of the things, if you are looking for a career path and opportunities for vacation works, please grab those opportunities with movements because they will give you a glimpse of what will be happening in the workplace. So just make sure that you take that opportunity to do one or two vacation works and and speak to people who are in that industry. The truth is, not a lot of things when you are in university can prepare you for the working environment. It is completely different the university environment that one is accustomed to as a student. Um, but just always make sure that you speak to people, then so that you have an idea of what is happening there. Um, yeah, I don't know if there is any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your brief conversation that you just presented to our students at the University of Limpopo. We are currently being joined by the acting judge president Martha Mbele from the Free State. Ms. Nonyana, is there anything that you wish to add before we give Judge Mbele, um, acting judge president, sorry, Martha Mbele, her opportunity to talk with the students who are in the hall this morning? Ms. Nonyane?
Um, Thank you again. I think Witimang has covered a very important topic about mentorship and also taking on the work in environment, because in this environment that you are working in, normally we do have work. So if you are a student and you have an opportunity to join the work, please do that, because it will really assist to you in getting the feeling of how does the industry operate and what do we do on a daily basis. But again, I think I just want to iterate that this career is about being serious with your studies. You really need to be friends with your books. You need to be committed, and yeah, just study and be committed and ask for help where you need help. We'll share our emails and our numbers. If you need to contact us, please do so. I think that's all from me for now. Thank you.
Ma'am, thank you very much. Please do stay on. The students who are with us now having tea, TeaYAKA, with you, the faculty alumni, the alumni from the management, from the Faculty of Management and Law, will want to ask you questions in a few minutes' time. Judge President Mbele.
Good morning.
Welcome, ma'am. We are having TeaYAKA with you and the students from the faculty that you studied and graduated from at the University of Limpopo, the Faculty of Management and Law, and you are a law graduate from the University of Limpopo. Welcome, ma'am. I am not alone. I am with a co-presenter, that's Miriam Mabocha, who's the chairperson of the SRC Gender Health and Wellness. So this is the desk that is leading this conversation this morning. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I was asked to, I don't know, there's an echo. I don't know where it comes from. It seems someone is talking back at me whenever I say something. Okay, that sounds better. I was asked to talk about my career path from the time I left the university up to where I find myself today. It is true, I'm a graduate of the University of Limpopo, and I left that university in 1995. One thing that I was determined to do when I left the university was I wanted to become a practicing attorney. And because articles weren't coming by that easily at the time, I then at some point attempted to set my leg into prosecution. Just after I had been um, given assurance that I would be starting as a prosecutor, I then um, was invited to come and serve articles with Kubushi Mulimela, with the now Judge Kubushi at the Gauteng High Court, who is also an alumni of TEFLOP. I did serve my articles with her. On completion of my articles, I spent a year and a half working with the Human Rights Center, mainly dealing with human rights issues and gender issues. That was a center that was mainly focusing on teaching the community about what the Constitution entails, and basically about women, gender equality. I spent a year and a half in that institution, and then I went back to practice. I went back to practice under the firm Petemus Incorporated. I later on joined Legal Aid South Africa. Then it was Legal Aid Board. And got into management at Legal Aid, and I stayed with Legal Aid until 2012. At that point, I was now the regional operations executive of Legal Aid. I was in the executive management team of Legal Aid at the time. And I resigned from Legal Aid to go back to private practice. This time I had, um, when someone asked, why leave Legal Aid when you had grown and you were at that position at the time, I just felt I had done what I was supposed to do. At Legal Aid, I needed a fresh challenge, and I went back to private practice. I started my own practice in partnership with now Judge Mhlamba, and soon after um, starting in practice, I was invited to act as a judge. Um, that was in 2014. I was invited to come and act as a judge. And I thought after acting for 2 stints for 6 months, I felt, I think I like what I was doing. I liked I liked the challenge about the bench because I was learning something new every day. People who present their problems every day, I would learn something new, every new area of law every day. And I felt that I would like to be in this environment. And when the position became vacant, this division, Free State Division of the High Court, I made myself available. And I went to an interview in 2000 in October, and I got appointed. Um, Last year, I then got appointed as the Deputy Judge President. And since December, I've been acting as the JP of the division in the absence of the JP, who is now acting at the Supreme Court of Appeal. Why the career path that I chose? From my days as a student, my love for people pushed me to do things that would give me an opportunity to interact with people all the time. When I was a student, there used to be a program called Street Law at TEFLOP. I don't know if they still have that. I was one of the participants in the Street Law program. We would visit people in Mankweng, people in, I still remember the schools around, Dikolobeng, Mama Budusha. I can't remember the other schools. Mahoka or what? Yeah, Marobatota, something like that. We would go to those schools and teach the community about the basic principles of law, like what is a contract? How do you look at a contract? And when do you sign? Because our parents on day-to-day basis, they were getting themselves into contracts that they were not understanding. And there came an opportunity for me again when the day for the 1994 elections was announced. There came an opportunity for us to make a difference in that community. We walked street by street in the township around Mankweng to teach people how to vote with the IEC. And it gave me so much fulfillment that when I left the university, I told myself that I want to work more with people. I want to find myself assisting people. I stayed in a private firm for a while, but after having left the university, but there would still be, because our communities where we come from are poverty stricken. There will be those people who would come and would not be assisted because they could not afford legal fees. And that on its own pushed me to join an NGO in Putadichaba, just to give my services for free to the people in the community. And I think that's what pushed me to join Legal Aid as well. And when I joined legal aid, as then it came as an eye opener. I then realized how much marginalized most of our women are. At that point, at first, I then took it upon myself then that I will be an advocate for women's rights. Whenever I see inequality, I would want to step in and speak on behalf of women, be their voice. And that gave me an opportunity, even as a manager at Legal Aid, to ensure that with every opportunity that I get, I bring as many women on board as possible. When I started as the regional operations executive in Limpopo, I moved from Free State and I went to Limpopo. When the first region of the Legal Aid was established in Limpopo, it incorporated Limpopo and Mpumalanga. I was the head of that office. I'm the one who started that region. And when I moved to Limpopo, there were many offices at the time which did not have female managers. I took it upon myself that the first thing that I would do is when I get an opportunity to appoint my second in charge, that person would be a woman. And I'm glad to say she is now the current regional head for Limpopo, the provincial head for Limpopo and Mpumalanga, currently in Mpogabi. And with her on board, we were able to reach out and get more women in offices surrounding, in our branch offices, like offices in Mpumalanga and offices in the whole of Limpopo. What I would like to say to students is determination, determination. We know that the world has not been too friendly to women. I said to some people last week that, you know, uh, the way the world has not been friendly to women is that for women to attain any position of power, they have to fight every day and night. They have to fight to be where they're supposed to be. I don't think there's any other group of people who would have to justify the occupation like women have to. Every time a woman ascends a position, that woman would have to prove themselves that they can uh, perform in that position because all eyes are on that woman. Because the world views women as weak and incapable from the word go. They are never given a benefit of a doubt. And now you have to start from a point where people believe you can't do it. And then you have to move from that point and keep on showing people that you can do it. Having that on its own puts so much pressure on women that sometimes when they fail, or when they do not perform according to people's expectations, they are labeled, they actually are punished more than the other gender would be. So what I'm trying to say is we have responsibility to change the world. We have a responsibility to make it easier for other women who come behind us to be able to set their foot and be where we are and find it comfortable to operate without being viewed as failures. Um, uh, I'm not talking according to the mandate that I was given. I don't know if I've left anything out. I actually went off the rail but what I'm trying to say, I'm happy to see that there are women who are hungry for knowledge and who are prepared to go out there and make a difference and impact the world in a different way. And I'm proud to say, as a student, you start as a student, you put more effort in what you do, in everything that you do. Whenever you're given an opportunity, uh, don't look down on every opportunity that you are given. Even if uh, from the very word go, when you are given an opportunity to address two people, do that to the best of your ability, because that small crowd will tell the world that we have someone who is knowledgeable and who can be able to help us. If you get an opportunity to interact or to change the life of one person, please take that opportunity and jump for it, because that could just be a springboard to where you are supposed to be heading. Never look down upon opportunities. Never. Throw yourself in and make sure that you do everything according to your might and strength, according to your ability. Because opportunities don't come by easily. If you have an opportunity to do something, it might not come back the following day. If it means you have to spend the whole night doing that and perfecting what you are supposed to be doing, just do that. You're not gonna. I've never heard of anyone dying of hard work. If anyone knows anyone who died because of hard work, uh, I would want that person to raise a hand now and tell us that they died of hard work. Our mothers worked very hard for us to be where we are. Our mothers worked very hard. They might not have had an opportunity to sit in boardrooms, but they worked very hard. They cultivated the field. They went far to gather wood and draw water for us to be where we are today. And we cannot actually undermine their efforts and sit down, fold our hands, and think that things will fall from the roof for us to be able to progress in life. Uh,
Uh, acting judge. Speaking as the chairperson of Gender Health and Wellness, Abuja Meriam, um, what a quite we had. And our students here are very eager to ask questions and they want to know more from you, of course, and Ms. Maria Nonyan. So I will take a set of questions and then I'm going to take a set of questions for the both of you and then you will answer the questions after. So I'll take two for now, the first one. Thank
Tabeleng Lekwabi speaking, and I'm studying law. I heard everything that you talked about, and I want to know more about the difficulties you had throughout when applying for vocational work, when you were doing articles and all of that.
The next question. Even a comment.
This is TeaYAKA and I'm in the Faculty of Economics and Management. The question I have is directed to Ms. Nonyani. I want to know what are the challenges that she thinks can be avoided, that she faced during her phase from being a student, also going through her career path. I want to know all about that.
Ms. Nonyana, have you heard that?
Sorry, please repeat the question.
Okay. I want to know what challenges that you faced being a student on also your career path, going through your career path, challenges that you think can be avoided. What did you do to avoid them and how did you deal with them? I want to know all about that. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Speaking as Sibongile Tole, and I'm a final year LLB student. I have a question for Ms. Mbele. I just want to ask, why did you consider serving articles and not a different route, like going for pupillage training, which many people don't consider? Most people, let me not say everyone, most people do always consider going to law school and serving the articles. I just want to know why, or have you never thought of advocacy?
Thank you so much, Judge Mbele, and thank you for such a motivational presentation. I'm DJ Manzini, one of the students. You have mentioned that it takes quite a lot to be where you are. today. And determination is one of those, passion, hard work. I just want to check with you. Since the world, as you have indicated, is not friendly, that much friendly for women leadership, don't you think lack of support by women, fellow women, can be a stumbling block to those who are, or young women who are developing to be where you are by now? Thank you so much.
Thank you for the questions posed. Let's give Judge President, Acting Judge President Matambele the opportunity to respond first, and she will be followed by Ms. Nonyan. Over to you, Judge President.
Uh, Thank you very much. You talk of challenges. The first question is, what challenges did I have to go through to find myself where I am? You see, the first problem is people not believing that, even the clients not believing that you are capable of assisting them until you stand up and talk. Only then do they believe that you are able to do it. That's why I began by saying that for most women, when you go out there, you move from a point of people viewing you in a negative light until you prove to them that, nah, I'm actually not bad. I'm actually capable. So nobody gives you a benefit of a doubt. You have to take that space and take that space, occupy that space, and make an impact on your own. I'm going to give you one example of, long after I had been in practice, now as a manager at one of the legal aids local offices. I was the Justice Center executive at the time. Then there was this white male who had a problem with his account, who had been appointed as a judicial practitioner earlier. One of the managers in my office was a white woman. Um, so on that particular day, she was the one dealing with accounts and answering queries from lawyers whose accounts had not been paid, or whose accounts had been, whose payments had been reduced because of other shortcomings in the accounts that were identified in the account. So on that particular day, this white woman was not in the office. And one of the admin people then said, now let me put you through to the head of the office to assist you. Just as I was trying to explain to this lawyer, I was trying to say, Mr. Menkis, actually, this is what is happening to your account. He then said, I'm not going to explain myself to a bloody clerk, and hung up on me. Um, to him, because I'm a black woman, I must have been a clerk or a secretary to the white woman that he had been in contact with all the time. Not knowing that actually the office, the white woman that was communicating with him happens to be an admin manager who reports to me. I had to take a difficult decision on that day and blacklist that particular attorney. I waited for him to for a few minutes. Waited to come down. After a few minutes, I called him back, and I then told him that, you see, how you treated me today. It doesn't matter who I am. I'm not going to justify the position that I hold to you. But how you treated me today gave me a glimpse of how you treat my clients out there, who are the poorest of the poor. People who depend on legal aid are people who can't afford at all. If you're treating them in that manner, if you're treating me in that manner, I I can imagine the treatment that we unleash on them out there. And from now onward, we get an instruction from this office. And this office was mainly dependent on the work from legal aid. And I said, you're not getting work from this office from today. Do what you think you can do, can go wherever. Go write letters, complain, go wherever. You're not getting to get work from this office for as long as I am in this organization. So what I'm trying to say is that every opportunity when you get undermined, just assert yourself. Never ever be a pushover. When someone tries to undermine you, because they will undermine you, we are changing this world one day at a time. By the time you get into that space, it might not have changed. We are hoping that by then it would have changed. We had actually hoped that by now, the experiences that we had when we started in the profession would be gone by now. But they're still there. What we experience there, it's still what most of our children and the students today still are confronted with. And we are hopeful, we are changing the world one day at a time, and we're hopeful that by then, maybe uh, people will be viewing the world the different way. Um, but if when you come into that space and you find it still having not changed, like it takes long to change things, don't be a pushover. Don't allow anyone, don't allow anyone to undermine you, no matter who that person is. No matter, don't allow, because once you allow one person to undermine you, it becomes a trend. You are never going to rise again and assert yourself. Every time someone undermines you, just stand up on your feet and make your voice heard. That's how you survive as a woman in this cruel world. In this environment, this is a jungle. Unless you assert yourself, nobody is going to help you survive. Do you understand? Uh,
Yes, we do. And
yes.
we also have so many minutes left for us to record this. Just President Mbele, if we can go to the other questions, responding to the other questions as well. Your
Okay.
journey, your story is very interesting and also very encouraging as well. Over to you with the next other questions, ma'am.
Okay. Why articles and not advocacy? Um, this is a difficult one to answer. Uh, I had always believed that as an attorney, I will be too close to people. I'll be actually the face of what legal services is, and I'll be quite close to people who need the services of what a lawyer is. In fact, then the first person that any client could come into contact with is an attorney. Any person who needs help would come into contact with an attorney before they can uh, meet an advocate. An advocate was because I also came from a rural town. I also stayed in a rural town in where there was no high court. The nearest is the magistrate court, and that is where uh, attorneys were practicing, and that's the nearest service point of service that one could reach to make to put their foot in or to set their foot into the law profession. And I don't regret that. I think that was the best decision that I've ever made.
Thank you. Uh, I guess those were the only questions left for the acting judge president, Mathambele. Can we now move to Miss Maria Nonyana and Huitsimang?
Um, thank you very much. Can you hear me? I think I'm getting an echo.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. The question that I was asked, um, what mistakes did I do that you can learn from so that you don't repeat the same mistakes that I did on the journey of qualifying as a chartered accountant? So the first one that I made was that I did not take opportunities that were presented to me. Like I said earlier on, normally in the industry of auditing especially, um, many of the audit firms offer what we call vacation work. So I did not take that opportunity while I was a student for me to do the vacation work because I realized that it actually prepares you for the workplace. Because when you get to a workplace, it seems like you are thrown into a jungle and you need to figure everything out. So I will advise you to take vacation work serious. If you get an opportunity, please do it so that when you get to the workplace, you don't feel like you've been thrown into a jungle, like I said. And the other issue that I faced as a challenge was that I lacked confidence. So when I got to the workplace, I really lacked confidence, and the problem with being a chartered accountant is that this is normally an environment for white people, if I may say. If you look at the statistics, it's normally white people who are in the industry of being chartered accountants. So I got to the workplace and I was not confident. So I had few challenges where I felt like people are walking me over, and I also did not have confidence when I went to the client to engage the client when I was auditing the financial statements and so forth. So there, my advice would be that please gather confidence. I don't know how you can do it, but gather confidence while you're still a student. Take on all the opportunities that you can get. Uh, Also get a mentor, get someone to walk you through this journey because it's not an easy journey. Uh, and most people really give up before they get to qualify as a chartered accountant. So study, get a mentor, take all the opportunities, and most importantly, please gather confidence when you get to the workplace. Thank you.
Thank Miss Maria Nonyana. Um, Allow me to ask if there's any follow-up question from the floor. Okay, we only have two. I will allow the two follow-up questions and then we will close the session.
Hello, am I audible? Okay, my name is Mpo and I'm from School of Management and Law. I'm studying Become Economics, but my dream was to become an accountant. The thing that I'm going to ask, should I start? Okay. Okay, my name is Mpo and I'm studying Become Economics. But my dream was to become an accountant, but it wasn't possible. But I have some questions for Miss Mariano Nyana. I wanted to ask Hori, how did you get those mentors? Where did you get them? Was your mentor your lecturer or an accountant? If it was accountant, where did you get that person? And also, I hope what you used to talk about with your mentor was about your career. When you were still a student, did you had some personal problems? And if you had them, some family issues, who do you talk did you talk to? Did you share with your mentors or you find someone from your family or friend?
Okay, I'm just going to introduce myself again and I hope I'm audible. I did say my name is Sibongile Sitole and I'm a final year LLB student. So obviously my follow-up question vote before Ms. Mbele. I just wanted to ask how important was mentorship for you in your time as a student? Because for me, I think mentorship is very important. I'm one person that is not afraid to ask for help, that is not afraid to seek information, that is not afraid to be in contact with people that have walked in the footsteps that I want to take, or rather the journey that I want to follow. I also want to ask, were there any programs that you've done in your undergrad that have become beneficial for you upon completion? Programs like mock trials, have you done vacation work? And how has that helped you in practice? I have done about 2 vacation works at 2 different law firms. I just want to know, how does that become beneficial for one in practice, be it whether you're practicing as an attorney or an advocate? Are there any other programs that you did that you are happy that you did them in your time as an undergrad? I think that is just what I want to know.
My name is Ntabileng Lehwabi, as I stated earlier. My question is about I just want to know how you guys, if ever you encountered like a situation whereby you were looking for a job and then maybe it's you find a mail and then they ask you to do certain things like personal things that you can't do in order to get a job. Since we both know that the work area is not really friendly to anyone, especially us as women. So I want to know how can you advise us to deal with such situation if we ever face them in life? Thank you.
Wow, these are the parting questions to both you, Acting Judge President, and Ms. Noyane. We would like to start with the Acting Judge President, Martha Mbele. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you very much. The first question was about mentorship. How important is mentorship? I can't actually overemphasize the importance of mentorship. You need mentors in life, whether as a student, whether as an adult. You need the people that would always bounce your ideas with, and people who will always guide you. You can never, I do not remember anyone who succeeded in isolation, succeeded alone. I cannot think of that person. Every step uh, of your life, you need mentors. It might not be people within the same profession that you are in, but it could be people who would guide you through life, basically, uh, who would guide you and help you not to fall into pitfalls that other students fall into. But as you get to the work environment, you, as a people or as a candidate attorney, you'll always have what you call a mentor or a principal. And that person is very important. That person, when we come out of universities, we often come out of that space not knowing sometimes how even a summons looks like. And you go into a work environment, you are expected to draft a summons. A client walks in, sits in front of you, and for consultation, you need to start there. So you need a mentor to help you go through that process. That is why it's important to. That is why even the law prescribes that you stay in that environment at least 2 years for you to learn as much as possible. And one thing that is important, because these are relationships that you are going to need in future. Once you become of age, you get admitted, you go out of that environment of being guided by a mentor, you do not abandon that person. You are going to need that person. That person has walked that path before. You maintain those relationships. Even if you are moving to another world where you're going to meet new people, you still maintain that relationship, because you would then from time to time need guidance. I say In law, we learn every day. There's something new that we come across every day in law. People's problems are not the same. So you will at all times, every step of the way, need someone that will walk this path with you. It's important. Vocational work. Vacation work. As a student, I used to, it was in the former, when you still had homelands, before 1994 came on our shores, before 1994 arrived. We still had what you call homelands. And during my days as a student, I used to do part-time work at the magistrate court in Puteri-Chaba, Wako. And that gave me so much exposure. I would actually, in fact, at that time, the then government used to pay us at least 1,400 per month for that vacation work. Uh, I sat in the maintenance office at the time. I sat in the clerk of the criminal court, the clerk of the civil court. By then, uh, by the time I went into practice, I understood how important is, those that do law understand how important is DS. When should a summons be issued? When should judgment be taken? When should all those processes? When should I grant default judgment as a clerk? All those processes, by the time you get into real life, you understand all those processes because you've had, practical encounter of them. It helps. It helps a lot. I cannot underestimate the importance of uh, those processes. They are important for your development as well. Looking for a job. I did not know exactly. I did not get the question exactly when the person who asked for the question was, "What do you do when you are asked to do personal things?" And it didn't really come out clearly what are those personal things. If the person who asked the question can tell me what are those personal things, but examples of those personal things that we're talking about. Oh, okay. All right. No, no. That's no, no, no. No, 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 no. You can never allow yourself to be at the mind to that level. Once you are confronted with that, or maybe I was lucky that I entered the profession with two women as my mentors when I started. So uh, I entered the profession with two women as my mentors. Um, just hold on a moment. My secretary just walked in and sorry, just read this. Um, then there was never a moment where I would have to be asked for sexual favors for me to get employment. But if that happens to you, please, 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 please run to the nearest police station to report that person to the professional body that controls them. It does not necessarily mean that having reported that person, nobody else out there would not give you a job. No, you report unprofessional conduct at all times. Don't tolerate it, because if you tolerate it once, it will follow you the rest of your life. Don't.
Satisfied? Okay. Menonyana, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the question. Um, the question was, where do we get mentors when you're a student and when you're in the workplace? So when you are a student, I would recommend that if you're a first year, get a second year to assist you When you're second year, I get a third year, and so forth and so forth. I can't explain again the importance of you doing that because we learn through other people's mistakes. So when you're a first year, you get a second year, and that second year will try to assist you to navigate through the courses, the material, and everything, so that you don't fall into the same mistakes that particular person fell on. When you get to the workplace, in the environment that you are in, we are lucky that you get allocated a mentor. So with um, chartered accountant, you must do articles for 3 years. So during your articles, you'll be allocated a mentor again to assist you also to in doing your work, whether as an auditor or as an accountant or whatever you want to do as a tax practitioner or something. So it's very important again to the mentorship because that, like the judges, that you can't operate in silence. You need someone to hold your hand, someone who has walked that path. It might not necessarily be the same career path, but you just need someone to look up to and to talk to when you are facing challenges. The other question that was asked was when I was a student, when I was encountering personal problems, did I talk to my family or friends or what did I do? When I was a student, I had friends that I'll talk to because I think as Black family, sometimes it's difficult for you to have personal problems and you go talk to your mom. So it was easier for me to talk to my friends when I was having personal challenges. And again, what also helped me is that I believe in a higher power. So I think it's also important to believe in something, whether you believe in God or you believe in something, so that when you have those moments where your heart is just heavy, you go somewhere and you offload and you are able to move on. So yeah, I think those are the only questions that I was asked. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, ma'am. TeaYAKA with Acting Judge President Martha Mbele and Miss Maria Nonyana. Miss Maria Nonyana committed to continuing this conversation with the students, Judge President Mbele. I do not know if you are also of the opinion of continuing this conversation with our female students even beyond this time that we are giving you. And we would like you to give us parting words, 2 minutes please, and followed by Ms. Nonyana, 2 minutes please, your parting messages. Over to you, Judge Mbele. Judge President, sorry, before I get into trouble.
Thank you very much. I must say, I appreciate this platform, and I'm happy to see that there are students out there who are so hungry for knowledge and impartation. I'm available. I'm a TEFLOPer. I don't know, your TEFLOP has been erased from your vocab, but I'm your alumni. I'm available. I'm here. Uh, Anytime there's a need to talk, uh, I believe that we can never deal with all the issues confronting students, particularly female students, in 1 hour. There'll always be a need for us to talk about things beyond this platform. And as a member of the IAWJ, I don't know how much attached are the students there attached with the IAWJ in Limpopo. I think for even further mentoring programs that the International Association of Women Judges have, you can link up with the members of the International Association of Women Judges in Limpopo for further guidance and even better partnership. Um, I do not know if you've been in contact with them. I'm a member in the Free State. And interesting enough, I had, for the past 2 weeks, I had a young student from Polokwane who stayed in my house and who came all the way to shadow me and stayed in my house. She came from Polokwane, but she's a student at UNISA. And she needed mentoring. She needs mentoring as well. So what I'm trying to say is, if there are those that are willing to be mentored, there are members of the International Association of Women Judges in Limpopo, particularly those studying law, who are willing to take you every step of the way. It's magistrates and judges in Limpopo who will be there for you. And I think the provincial coordinator in Limpopo is Judge Simenya, and I cannot, and Magistrate Yaki Vessel, who is the regional court president in Limpopo. So if you can come in contact them, or contact them for the purposes of mentoring, they will be more than willing to assist you. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, ma'am. Menayana.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for giving us the platform to discuss the issues of career paths. And I also want to thank my colleague Simang for coming with me. Like I said, I'm not feeling well today. I have a bit of a flu. I thought my voice was gonna run out. Like I said earlier, I'm available. Please share my email and my numbers. The future chartered accountants, I'm here to walk the journey with you. It's not an easy journey, but I'm here to see you through your studies, see you through your training when you're doing your articles. Whichever firm you want to join, I'm available to assist you with this part of being a chartered accountant. Um, it's a career that is full of white people, unfortunately, but I believe that as Black women, we can also dominate the space of being chartered accountants. So I would like to wish you luck with your studies. Continue being hungry for knowledge and for wisdom, and good luck with everything. Thank you.
You are welcome. Mang, do you have anything to say? Thank you for accompanying our alumni. And from today henceforth, you are also a friend of the Alumni Association of the University of Limpopo, more directly the Faculty of Management and Law.
I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. I also have this interest so much in young Black women who are willing, who have ambition and who want to see themselves making a difference in the world there. So I just want to say that also from my side, I'm willing to help. There's so much that as Black women, there's so much that we can still achieve. We just need to believe in ourselves. We just need to know that, we also as women, we deserve to be here, and God has given us that ability to come and, make a difference in the spaces that we find ourselves in. So if you need help, we are here to help. We are here to assist you. Just, share our details, and whatever you need, we'll be able to help you in anything that you need assistance with. Thank you.
Ladies, you are most welcome. Thank you for taking your time. That's a valuable resource in life. Taking the resources of your employers at this point in time, the data that you've been using to share with the University of Limpopo Faculty of Management and Law's current students, we thank you for that. Please know that TeaYAKA, with the Faculty of Management and Law, talking with Acting Judge President Mathambele from the Free State, and Ms. Maria Nonyana, the audit from the Auditor General's Office, Huitzi Mang from the Auditor's General Office. Thank you very much for that. We will, the Alumni and Convocation Office of the University of Limpopo and the SRC Gender Health and Wellness will continue this conversation beyond this time with you in the near future. We will come back to you. Acting Judge President Mathambele, we can also share your secretary's details with you because we know that as Judge Presidents, you are very busy as people, so it is easy to talk with your secretary. We will also add her contact details on the database as well. Thank you very much. I'm handing over to Miriam Maboja.
Thank you. Thanks once again to the acting judge, President Mathambele and Ms. Maria Nonyana, together with Ms. Huitzmang, for honoring this call to come and encourage our young female students to do better in life. I am quite sure that after the conversation that we had, the more encouraged to continue with their studies and making a mark as females to the world. And indeed, this is TeaYAKA with my faculty alumni. Thank you very much. That will be all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, thank you.
Bye.